Right, okay. Well, we're post-match here at the Shea Stadium. Wanderers on the end of a 3-1 defeat this evening. Obviously, particularly disappointing in light of obviously the two results we've had against York and on the weekend against Maynard. So disappointing night, Mark. Get your take on the game.
Yeah, credit to Halifax. I thought they've got real good aggression in the way they play. I think they're very well organised. I'm not a massive fan of their shape, but the way they do it is really good, and they're very organised, and they're two number 10s, if you like, very effective. Both got a goal, and extremely, I'd call them workmanlike, and they've got some good quality in there as well. So I was impressed with them. I think they're very tidy. Equally, I thought we were shit. And I thought that was as poor as we play, really, to be honest. The management team, we set them up really well. We knew where the overload would be. It was a clear overload. We were using it. But we didn't really play to the instructions. We played too deep. Wingers were too deep, receiving the ball too deep, and yeah, it was just disappointing. It was a kind of easy shape for us to play against because we would have an overload. We had 4v3 our end. That was there. We easily could get Joe, Baz getting into high areas, wingers taking people away, but it was just all a bit unsure. And I'm not. It's not about moaning about the players, because anyone that knows me, they know that I'll moan about myself or anything else. But we set them all up today. I'll say one thing. I thought the first goal did change the game a little bit. I thought we had a good start. I thought we had an okay start. It's a solid start, I'd say. We weren't really penetrating, but
yeah, really up until about 5 minutes before the goal, it had been all us really in terms of the possession and getting forward. So in that sense, it was you're right. The timing of the goal, that first one didn't help us, did it?
Exactly. It was a great goal. I thought the first goal was a really good goal. Second goal, Baz plays into a pocket, gets cut out, ends up into a goal. Third goal, Baz again plays into a tight area. Jimmy's 20 metres inside his own half. Yeah. He's pressed, and then Bobby somehow is 10 metres shy of the bloke he's in a match up with. Should never happen. Bobby's put his hand up, but it's no good putting your hand up. That don't gain your points.
It's frustrating to see that one because you could he was out. You could just, as soon as he was coming in the fullback, you could see that space was there for him. Yeah. Almost there was inevitability to it. As soon as that amount of space opens up, you think, oh right, okay.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean,
disappointing. Yeah,
the thing is, like for two of those goals we've given away, we've got to do better. Yeah. But that wasn't. That was nowhere near. Nowhere near what this team has got. I was disappointed with our ability to sort of find obvious solutions on the pitch. We spoke about the because we had an overload defensively as well. I wanted the midfield two to really support the front two. That would work tonight, and they didn't. They were too deep. I wanted wingers to get early balls in the box. They didn't. The amount of times we check back out with a ball and give it away in front of their defenders, or by the time we've crossed it, they're defending their 6-yard box. That's not just Halifax tonight. That's every team we've played. Really good defensive patterns. So that is where we are. I'll be honest with you. That is where we are at the moment with what we've got. I've been pretty harsh with some of those boys because it's just not good enough. A lot of footballers these days, look in the mirror at training and think they're good and all this stuff, and think they're better than what they are. That's just modern footballers sometimes. And I like being surrounded by boys that can actually watch a video back and go, I was shit, and actually that weren't the standard. And we're going to send a few of them videos, and they can judge where they were. It just wasn't the standard then, and I appreciate the sort of the dozen or more that came up from Dorking.
I think we had 13 as a number touted up there. So full credit to them. Brilliant. Yeah, just in the corner over there. Yeah.
And and like I say, really just credit to Halifax because I thought their tenacity and their organisation, but we enabled them to hunt in packs. All we had to do was keep the ball moving, utilise the overload, and get high at the pitch, and we could have given them many more troubles. But that's where we are now, Dan. And listen, I think Halifax are a very well drilled team with some great players. But the fact of the matter is this team we've got right now and the players available is not as good as the one we had even 18 months ago. It's not. That is the bottom line. It ain't. And we are work in progress, because obviously this league meant that we lost players that couldn't play at this level.
Yeah.
And then obviously we've gone into this division and lost more players, through injury.
Yes.
Obviously we've lost Josh Taylor now. And when you've got, like, they had the boy Cook tonight, the 19, and when you've got standout players like that, and Josh Taylor's one of our standout boys, you can only lose so many of them at this level.
Yeah.
That's where it is, really. So, listen, credit to Halifax. The pitch was looking good, and we got the game on, so that's great. It's 3 points. We're not going to die in a ditch over it. We're just going to try and learn from it. And, hopefully, I think this is our last long one, mate. We're not going to get back till stupid o'clock, mate.
in the morning.
But this is our last long one, I think. So,
back in Torquay the other week. This to my I think this is the only other one left now, isn't it? In terms of a long midweek,
so it should feel a bit more normal.
That.
I just hope our players. It's like anything in life, mate. Like you need to learn from what you're doing. Management team, we really work hard on the things we get wrong and what we need to do. And I'd like to think that the players do too. They weren't good enough tonight at all, and they probably know that. And Halifax, I thought, they kind of ground and pound them a little bit, really. Like when you keep playing into pockets, they've got borderline a four-man midfield the way they play, and we keep trying to pass back through it in high areas. And you're thinking, who on that pitch is telling them, we know what we said, balls out wide, early crosses in the box, Seager, McShane, midfielders joining in, a bit like the goal we scored. So, no, not good enough. And the only positive is it's 3 points. It's not anything more than that. The away games are tough in this league, and they won't come any tougher than Chesterfield Saturday.
No, very much so. And touch on a couple of just smaller positives from tonight. I mean, Joe Walsh made a couple of really good stops, and Seager did well to get that consolation first. Obviously worked hard to win the ball back in the top corner, then Bobby's put it in and he's finished it. So it did take the goal well, albeit obviously a consolation at the end.
Yeah.
But looking ahead to Chesterfield though, Mark, in terms of personnel and how we're looking, just briefly touching on that.
Well, I'll just sound the Seager one, by the way, quickly. Seager had to go. Seager was hunting the ball, and I was having a go at him because he was hunting the ball in channels and stuff like that. But he was doing it because he had no service.
Yeah, no.
And I said to Ryan, look, mate, you need to, he's someone that scores them goals in the 6-yard box for fun.
Yeah.
That's what he's known for. And we had nobody in the team. You're relying upon, it could be the bloke at left back or right back that says, when the bloke in front gets the ball, get balls in the box. He encourages the midfielders. He heard the instruction. We didn't take the instructions to mark it, but it was a good goal, and we could have had a second. But
literally within 60 seconds, Jimmy's had one in the near post.
And just before that, I think in the same move, I'm not sure who missed the first one. McShane had a chance.
Oh, McShane as well. Yes, yeah.
But going to Chesterfield, Joe Cook is not allowed to play as part of his loan agreement. So Josh Taylor we don't expect to play. If I'm honest with you, these games, you have to see them as a bonus. You really do. I might use it to learn a thing or two about where we are really. I think that's not being defeatist because I always back us to go somewhere, get a result, but there's a fragility about us when we're under pressure. And we saw it at Maidenhead. We had all the game. They cranked it up, and then we went into shells. Tonight, a good first 20 minutes, whatever. They get a goal. Oh, here come the shells, and you need players that have got a bit more about them than that, mate. To be honest, and hopefully these boys you know, can go out there Saturday and put in a good show. We know we can outplay anybody on a day, but we have not got a 90-minute team in us. We're not good over 90 minutes. That's the bottom line. They've got to accept that, and that's where we are, mate, at the moment. But credit to Halifax. I want to just say that, you know, well done to them. A good run of form.
Yeah, the home form has been good. Obviously, they're coming off the back of a 1-0 win over Chesterfield on this past Saturday, aren't they, as well? So clearly got a bit of momentum. We're at Chesterfield Saturday. We go again. And thank you for your time, Mark.
No, cheers,
as
Dan.
always, much
Cheers
appreciated.
for commitment, boys. Cheers, lads.